who infringes the law or offends the right of any person. The station will also refuse to take any call from any person who, in WinFM's considered opinion, is likely to expose the station to liability for statements made on the air.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It's Tuesday, and today is actually December 6th, not yesterday. And you're here with your faves?
Oh, you did say that yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, with your faves, me. Who sometimes get things wrong. I'm not perfect.
Listen, nobody's perfect, friend.
Yes, but my name is Azem, and of course, that lovely voice that you're hearing is the voice of the lovely Jade Gwenny Gwenadita, CPL Mathis Stewart, who sits to my left. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Jade.
Good morning, friend. How are you?
I am doing well, and how are you doing?
I am blessed.
Oh, and highly favored?
Yeah, hopefully.
Indeed. And how is things in your world? Health, physical and mental well-being, the love life. How are you doing?
Pass.
It's that bad? Okay.
We'll revisit that tomorrow.
We'll revisit that tomorrow. I mean, you have a deep conversation tonight. But no, seriously, how are you doing?
A good man. I can't complain, here with y'all. Once I here with y'all, I'm always good.
Nice. Nice. I'm doing
I'm
well.
a bit annoyed though.
Oh.
I'll
nice.
tell you why after.
Oh.
How are you, friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm actually now just very curious. An air of curiosity just blew past,
Ooh.
infected me with its curiousness.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm waiting to hear what's going on with you and what's the source of your annoyance.
Well, there seems to be a section of our beautiful, beautiful federation.
Oh, this is a social media thing. Let's go. Let's go.
It's not a social media thing, but I did see it on social media.
Okay.
There seems to be a section of my wonderful country that feels like
Jesus is Lord?
I think that is correct. But no. They think that it is okay to vandalize
Hold on.
people's businesses.
What?
Small businesses specifically. And y'all are disgusting. So, you know, there's this place like going, I think it's Newtown. Oh, yeah, it's definitely Newtown. His name is North. And for many of weeks, we have seen his nice little barbecue spot and lunch spot be vandalized continuously. And
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Okay, so where is this?
It's Newtown. I'm
Newtown is pretty big.
Positive, yeah, that's why I'm positive it's on the Bay Road going up to the seaside.
On the Bay Road.
I think that is where it is.
On the Bay Road going up to this side. Okay. So there's a guy who does like
He does food.
right? It's like a building. It's not something that he just like
It's a building, a structure.
Okay. So he has a structure there that he sells food out of. And it seems as though person or persons.
They just keep destroying the man thing.
What?
It started since our election that just went. And ever since it's like every other week.
That seems personal.
Right?
That seems personal.
Because why do you continuously do this?
So
Go pray about it.
that, like I said, that seems personal. That seems like somebody has a personal vendetta against this particular
They
guy.
need to go and talk to the Lord himself about this personal issue and let it go.
So the guy keeps like repairing his thing, and then
Yes.
here comes someone or somebody's again
Doing the most.
creating more havoc.
Doing the most. I don't get it, man.
That's unfortunate.
It is, because it's like everybody just trying to earn. You literally hindering this man from earning, feeding his kids continuously, because when he has to come out of pocket to repair whatever damage you create, that's money he has to spend.
So this guy has no idea who doing this?
I don't know how to ask him.
That's his. Wow.
I just know one of my friends posted about it yesterday and I saw it and I was like, y'all just.
Yeah, that gotta be personal though. That gotta be personal. People. That's a sad situation. It's rough when you see persons trying. and like there's elements that stand in the way. And we're gonna talk a bit about that today.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're gonna talk a bit about that today.
You have a word on your chest?
No, but I'm
On
sure
your
it's gonna come up
spirits?
with one of our guests.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Maybe both, who knows?
There's a big possibility.
Huge.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate because I'm gonna tell you something. I have been admiring. I've been admiring lately a lot of young entrepreneurs, persons who taking steps to earn whatever they have to do, figuring out what they have to figure out, doing what they got to do, and trying to carve a little piece out of the pie for themselves. And there's this young guy in particular that I'm thinking about, and he walks around and sells like some food stuff and so. And I always be like, you could just see the hustle in him. Like you could just tell like he's one of them people who can get it by any means necessary. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that makes me even more happy that he's the means that he's choosing is legal. Cause he got that kind of energy.
Your point.
He got
Point.
energy like it's by any means necessary. Hook or by cook, I'll be comfortable.
Good means or bad means, boy.
Yeah. So the fact that I'm seeing him doing it in positive ways, like I applaud.
I want to believe a lot of us like that.
Jade, come on. Most people are not. Like the vast majority of people are not.
They won't do it by any means necessary.
Nope. Most people aren't even
Just
go-getters. No, that's the
that is
reality.
sad.
Not really. Not really. Like
There's
no.
people out there not chasing the dreams that they dream.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jade, that's the vast majority of people. Vast majority of people dreams don't evolve around whatever 9 to 5 they're involved in.
That is true.
So if everybody was out here chasing a singular dream, then we would have nobody to like support other people's.
And they are essential.
Yeah. But you play your role. You play the cards that you're dealt.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is, though, sometimes we are just victims of circumstance, right? So when you start looking at very successful people, part of what plays into their success is external forces, things that were outside of their control, where they were born, when they were born, the situation they were born into,
Who they were born to.
happening to see a video on YouTube, happening to run into somebody who gave them an opportunity. So there's a lot of chance that plays into great success. No, what happens is if you have somebody who is prepared and has the right mindset, when opportunities come, then they're able to take advantage.
True.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of external factors that play into uber success.
No, you're right. Even when you haven't gotten to uber success, it's just sometimes when you sit back and you realize how things were able to affect where you are now. So for instance, right? I know we're talking about this because I don't remember what we was talking about previously.
Entrepreneurs and stop vandalizing and things.
Yes, please. Thanks. Okay. So, for me, I often think about how it was just funny that the reason I am here now in the position that I am in currently is because of one person that I met through auditioning for something that I didn't want to audition for.
That's how it goes. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I auditioned for music to be one of the first music festival promo ladies, which I was, yes. And I met a friend of mine, and because I met her, things just weirdly just happened. And so now I'm here.
Yeah. For instance, like me, if I hadn't been born like probably in church, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Musically?
Like just professionally and everything else. Like I think church was probably the start of a lot of things for me, which is ironic because you wouldn't really associate those two things. Right?
What, church and
let's say entertainment business. Yeah.
well, maybe not a lot of people, but I feel like a lot of the famous singers and people that do stuff like you.
Performers. I think
yeah.
performers, yes. Not so much.
What you do.
Yeah, not so much the background people.
We need to run a survey. See how much of them come out the church.
No, I think a lot of them have a background there. But that's to be expected. I keep telling people all the time, the church is the only place where you could have a weekly gig at 7 years old.
That is a big fact.
Yeah, so, I mean, I literally had a weekly gig since I was 7 or 8.
Child labor laws.
Yeah. No, they don't pay. So
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, they don't pay.
What you say, you're saying that loud on the radio.
Yeah.
No, that is a fact.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, so you I mean, that's one reason because it's bear in mind that even, for instance, here in St. Kitts, there isn't a lot of opportunity for
anything.
Performance and to showcase talent, right?
Mm-hmm. You have to create your own.
But I mean, if you're 7, 8, 9, you're not really creating much. But if you're involved in church weekly, you get a chance to develop and showcase your talent.
That is true.
So that's why you see a lot of the musicians coming out of the churches.
That makes a lot of sense.
As opposed to coming out of music school, which is where you would think they would come from, but no.
You would think, yeah. No, I think people who come out of the church and do entertainment, they have a certain extra specialness about them.
Because of the nature of the, let's say, event, which is the church, whether it's Saturday or Sunday or whatever.
Especially singers, you could just hear it in the voice, boy. Like, you used to sing every Sunday in church.
Yeah, there's a certain level of, you have to understand emotion, you have to understand how music affects people, you have to understand changes in mood, changes in atmosphere, all them kind of things. So you're experiencing this on a weekly basis, like you develop a keenness, like to the way music like works and the way it impacts people. So and then not only that, there's a rich tradition of like musicianship. So if you're playing in church, like you learn the church songs, so you learn this rich tradition of musicianship. So you subconsciously you're preparing yourself to just like be on a stage somewhere, like with no shot, with no shot, and like doing like gyrations from the waist
in front of Sister Patty, cause she gonna be there at the two, she gonna support your big dreams and your small dreams. Anyway, yesterday was nomination there.
Yes.
In Nevis, that happened.
I mean, a lot of people was wearing blue and green yesterday.
I don't know. I only saw mostly the people around the candidates. I don't know what's happening in Nevis. They probably have election fatigue.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, because I mean, they're usually quieter, but this
feels extra quiet too.
It literally feels like if you didn't know that election is happening on the 12th.
Is that just because we in St. Kitts and it don't really like affect us the same way, or
I don't
is
know,
it because
I know Nevis was watching us like, what in the world is wrong with them there over there during our election cycle? I mean, I was doing a lot, so I would have been like.
It might definitely be election fatigue. They got election every 2 years, Jade.
Yeah, that's wild.
You know, the funny thing about it now is that because of how our elections here have gone, St. Kitts and Nevis elections basically drew around the same time now.
Yep. That's what Mark was saying too.
Yeah, so like that in itself is just a weird development.
Just have one. Well, not us. Well, you're making them vote twice. Just have one, them little boxes. And some options next to them.
I tired to talk about this. I tired.
Well, you have it 2 elections. Just
and the funny thing about it is, one of the ways that I am afforded the opportunity to try and impact change is to ask the politicians about it. So when they come in here, they ask them.
You're like, what?
And then they're gonna say yes, and then it never happens.
Don't forget electoral reform.
But that's what I mean, electoral reform. Yeah. Electoral reform and constitutional reform.
They have to say that.
I think Drip's answers in relation to those topics were well thought out and credible. But can we really expect execution? And that's the saddest part about it. The saddest part about it is we live in a system that claims to be a democracy. So how is it that we could have these widespread ideas and ideals and beliefs and desires and yet not be able to execute them?
I don't know, man. It's and they can't keep using the excuse that they get into it. Like, y'all been getting into it for a while. It's almost been like years now. Y'all keep saying over and over every election, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going electoral reform. We're going to make voting for things easier. We're going...
Jared.
Yeah, they try it. I feel like it's maybe it's a poor thing.
No, because what happened is most of the changes that we ask for, what you have to understand, if you are in power, right? If you are in power, then that in itself signals that the system that is in place works for you. You understand where I'm coming from?
Which is why I said maybe it's a power thing. Because, like, you already... whatever happening now already working for you now.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
exactly.
be as
You won't be in the
eager.
position. You won't be in the position you're in. Had it
No,
not.
you wouldn't be as eager to change it, man. Dominica election coming up soon, so you know.
Dominica election in today.
It might be. Is today?
Today's Tuesday, right? I think it's almost today.
It might. Let me check.
Let's see what it is. That's something happening on the phone line. Good morning, caller. You're live on ILNT. What's up?
Good morning, my son. How are you?
Morning. I'm happy to hear from you. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Good morning, Jade. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you? Well, you did.
I'm good. I am good. I'm wondering if Adam lives in St. Kitts Nevis, because he just said that we have an election in Nevis every 2 years. As in, we just had one 4 months ago.
Well, I think he was averaging.
Average on average.
We're tired. You all are so right. It is time for us to have the elections together. And I'm hoping that that's one of the changes that we will see happen. Because we're voting for change, huh? We're voting to make Nevis different this time. Nevis has not been moving forward, and we need to see moving forward. Too much pain over here. There's too much pain. Too many people are not working. There are no jobs. Young people out of school. I can go on and on and on. But we need to make the change. Divisions are not going to be like petitions. I was marveled at the election I saw the other day over there for the federal. The energy of the people, night after night after night. Divisions don't have that kind of energy when it comes to election. And unfortunately, many of them don't even go to the polls. That's the unfortunate part. And I want to say to Divisions who are listening this morning, you can't make the change if you're not a part of the change. Everybody has to go out and vote. So this time, make it different. Get up, get out there and vote, Divisions. You can't grumble after that. You cannot grumble and complain after that. You got to get out and make the change. Whatever the changes that you want to see, get out and make the change. Guys, have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right,
Bye-bye.
you do the same. Bye.
Yes. Well, we shall see when the 12th arrives.
Dominica elections is insane. I don't know.
Let
Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. This isn't a St. Kitts thing. I'm going to speak specifically to the Caribbean based on our systems. In our systems, the prime ministers have way too much power. We need checks on that executive power. It is insane.
How easily they are.
They have,
able to do
in our system, they have more power than the President of the United States.
Yeah, well, you know.
The problem is when that, and then not only that, but we don't strengthen our institutions. So what happens is you have these personalities, these leaders who have all this power that is basically unchecked, right? That's basically unchecked. No strong institutions, an electorate that follows these people for the most part blindly. And then what happens is it's not a coincidence that every election we accuse whoever is in power of being a dictator. You realize that? It don't matter who in here. It don't matter who in. It's good. You're going to hear the person is a dictator.
Well, they have some dictator-like power, so you know.
But precisely. So if you have...
But it's our fault. We gave them the power, so like, why we keep complaining about it?
Who is we?
The people who complaining.
Did you give anybody any power?
And I wasn't there, but
what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we gave anybody any power.
with this generation, maybe not.
No, but I don't
Somebody did.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think the masses of the people were involved in discussions around how do we structure the system. I don't think our system is structured on any deep ideology. So I think it's more a wholesale purchasing of something that existed somewhere else before, right? The issue, which I don't even mind, you know. I don't mind that if the system builds into itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
The necessary mechanisms to constantly evolve. We don't, like, nobody can get it right off the bat.
No, the evolution is definitely the
The
problem.
evolution, no. The evolution, we have to build these systems into it. And then one of the problems I have is that we focus too much on the personalities and we focus too much on the leaders, which, of course, the leaders are important. But more so, I believe we have to build up the institutions. Build up the institutions that are going to keep the checks on the persons in the positions, no matter who they are, no matter what party they come from, etc., etc., etc. But we don't do that.
Yeah, because
We love party, run around in whatever color. It's ridiculous.
it's crazy to think that at any given moment, right, a prime minister could just wake up and be like, you know what? We got some elections next week.
The prime minister could wake up next week, decide we got election. The prime minister could wake up for your other elected MPs.
Yeah. I gotta go.
But I kind of quit. Like,
But the situation in Dominica is specifically insane.
you got places in St. Kitts that you can't get land. You can't get land. If you could get the money, you know.
Mm.
You could go with the money as a citizen, and they can tell you can't get that land unless you get okay from the Prime Minister's office. Not a building board, not urban development, not sustainable development, the Prime Minister's office.
I just feel like it's because we...
Not a board.
It's funny because we know all the time rules of society changes and all of these things. Society is constantly changing. We're constantly developing new ideas, new ways of doing things. However, we are governed by legislation that was set when Jesus was a little boy. Jesus is a big grown man now. Don't come here twice and ain't come back. And we still ain't change.
Jesus has been 33 for a long time now.
For a long time.
But yeah. But but I think what it is that the system protects itself. If the system isn't necessarily built to continually evolve, then it's going to put in place things that make it difficult to continually evolve. Like that's kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the problems I have, like I said, is we have this incredible power in the position that is, for the most part, unchecked, right? We also do not empower institutions that keep those persons in check, and then we, as the electorate, fall into this weird romanticism with the personalities and the people that are put in who are in positions that are put there by parties. Right?
Some people literally
and
obsessed with them, you know.
Right, and to me that is a recipe for tyranny. So like how are you going to then go and feel surprised over claims of dictatorship and tyrannical behavior
when every time you
have election? It's crazy. Like it don't make sense.
I feel like if some people could actually see how they behave over politicians, maybe they would realize, y'all look a little, you know.
I believe
I
there
don't
was.
feel like that's how you're supposed to feel. Well, I can't say how to feel, but hopefully you shouldn't. I mean, I don't feel like you should behave like that.
I believe there was a time when a lot of the passion and the support for the parties came out of a belief in party ideology, right? So I believe there was a time when that was the case, where a lot of people, you know, the working class and thing, they walk out, they vote in Labour because they're part of the working class, and the messaging of the Labour Party, etc., and the messaging of People's Action Movement would have appealed to certain persons, and they would have. I believe those times are long past.
Mm-hmm.
Now, bear in mind that we are young country. These parties, for the most part, span no more than 2 generations. It's less the less time than the actual lifetime of people. So that means there are a lot of people who would have been supporting these parties from basically the inception to today, right? But for the most part, a lot of the people that support the parties are younger and may not share that same connection with the party. So what it is, it's a lot of tradition, and it's a lot of personality. I like this person.
It is that.
Right? And so what happens is that the parties don't even have the same incentive to stick to the so-called ideology from which the party was created. And then you could always go and just continually spout things and say things and say the catchphrases and say the things like as if like you somehow believe in the things from 19 long. But at the end of the day, when we seeing the vast is there really vast differences between the things that you hear on the platform between the parties?
No, it's really not voting for party, really. No, they're voting for the personality.
They're voting for the personalities, or they're voting based on tradition.
Yeah, the person who comes to them and tells them,
There's some people voting for them who give them money too.
Yeah, so it's literally the person, and that is why parties sometimes go for the more characteristic person, the person who could speak the best, the person who could sell the best, because you have to sell yourself, eh? You have to sell yourself to people. Why should I put you there?
What has happened?
It is literally like a queen show when you have to.
It's a popularity contest. Yeah. Like in essence, at its core, you could say that these elections are a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And so, in order to win the contest, if you recognize what type of contest it is, then you play in. You have to play by those constraints.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we an election coming and people having discussions about which party candidates dress the best. And who got stylist and who ain't got a stylist.
Not what their dreams for the constituency is, not how they're going to make it better, not the changes. Who dress the best? Who tie match the shoes and the belt and thing.
Yeah, but part of it, again, the parties are doing what they have to do. A politician's job is to win elections. So they're going to do what they have to do to win elections.
Yeah.
Which is why, again, when we start talking about, even when Drip was here talking, and he's talking about...
I like how they just casually call this man Drip. Like.
But that's in
yeah,
him.
that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When Drip was here talking and he was discussing some of the issues that he would like to see addressed, my problem with what he was saying was that what he wanted to do was addressing an issue based on the powers vested in the leader, right? Which was cool. But to me, the only way to ensure longevity, right, is to empower institutions, to create and then empower institutions that can then keep a check on those particular personalities. So it don't matter who go in, it don't matter, like, because everybody going in and say, well, if I was there, I would never have. If it was me, I would have.
No, you would have.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't.
And even so, I can't just go and depend on your like on your righteousness and how good a person you are, and like no.
We've seen how that failed time and time again.
Jade,
if
absolute
everybody
power.
was so righteous, we wasn't gonna have all of these scandals.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
And some power could corrupt you a little bit too. like
it's a twinge.
Yeah, because it's the nature of power. It's the nature of power.
Because think about it, you're literally in charge of an entire nation, you know. An entire federation, 2 islands out of the whole world you are in charge of. You must get a little, you know, even the humblest of man.
Jade, let me ask you something, right?
Don't, because I feel like, okay, well, go ahead. I can tell you if I can answer.
3 leaders in history, 3 different time periods, right?
Okay.
Alexander the Great, Hitler and George Bush Jr. Right? Which ones? Which like if you had to rank them by like who was the most evil?
One back to the list again.
Alexander the Great.
Okay.
Right? Hitler. Right? And George Bush Jr.
Okay. I think you have them in order just based on the time period. Because the atrocities that Alexander the Great probably could have gotten away with, Hitler maybe couldn't have gotten away with them.
Okay.
And George Bush definitely couldn't do what Hitler do. Definitely couldn't.
See?
Outright.
Okay. So
Outright.
so that's, I think a lot of people would rank it that way. Right?
Okay, to me I got somebody.
No, but the question for me is when we start talking about evil, the reason I use evil is because I think when you start talking about evil, you kind of have to watch, at least if you want to examine it in any way, the reasons behind it. So based on what we, like, of course, me and Alexander weren't really buddies.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, I might be 700 and something, but
I don't think you know.
we never used to really part like that. Alexander the Great, at least through writings and beliefs and his journals and so, it seems as though his motivation was to ensure his legacy, to make sure that his name was forever etched into the annals of history, and he was to be forever remembered as one of the greatest generals of all time, etc., etc. Right? Somebody got to explain to me till today why is it George Bush went in and decided to invade Iraq?
Because the
weapons of mass destruction that they knew wasn't there.
Yeah, because they said they know no weapons was over there.
They know no weapons was over there. Went over there, do whatever he went.
That's why I said, oh, right. Because I tell you, if you really dig deep, and not even dig deep, somebody is right on the surface.
But then, based on what we know of Hitler, one can say, well, as much human atrocities that he would have been involved in and perpetrated on not only different people, but even his own people. Because I also believe that one of the people that suffer the most when we send people into war, the soldiers themselves.
Oh yes.
They've
been on the front line, them the real front line workers.
them the real essential workers, man.
Listen.
Right? So one could then say it was based on ideological beliefs and a belief that he was in fact making the world a better place. Right? No, that doesn't somehow justify the grave atrocities that he would have perpetrated. But then when we start talking about who is evil, like, you see what I'm saying?
A lot of world leaders.
So evil. It's like when we start talking about leadership, a lot
crazy, you know.
A lot of times, like, this thing is a deep thing, you know. Crazy. But what happens is, you can't then depend on, the point I'm making is, you can't always depend on the character of people or believe that somehow we, the electorate, does somehow just always get it right and elect the most righteous person for the highest positions in the land. Right? Bear in mind that we have our own biases as well. Right? So for instance, Americans would have said they voted for George Bush because he seems like a guy you could have a beer with. And then Russians might have voted for Putin because he looked like a man who could kill a bear. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
he got some beer
so if we can't always get it right as the electorate, a recognition, bearing in mind that one, even if we do get it right, the position and the power that can be vested in those positions can corrupt, then we need something to counteract and balance that. But we don't have that.
We just got these man out here just doing things free will.
Wildin', Jay, they're wildin'.
Y'all insane, man.
Some of the sound bites that we hear from leaders across the Caribbean, they'll just be like, what?
Why would you? Why are you thinking that? Why you so comfortable to say that out loud?
Because they know there's nothing for it, and because they know they have the support of people who support them blindly.
Boy,
so it's like,
yeah, that's crazy, you know.
Watch it. Some of the sound bites from past prime ministers here. We talk almost on a weekly basis about Gaston, Skerritt, Gonzalez, like, it don't matter who it is.
We need to link up with Darren on Thursday because we ain't missing that. I want to be front row and center. But yeah, like I tell you, as if a regular man after we would just decide they're going to say these things, right? Yeah, I would think the man insane. Yeah, I would literally try to lock up the man, you know.
Jade, we have a man who prior to his election is heard saying that he can just walk behind the scenes of a beauty pageant and grab the contestants by the genitals. And the man got like, and they elected they elect the man.
Yes.
They elect him.
Put he to on the country. He got the right idea.
He sound like he know.
Yeah, man. That is my president.
Jade,
sorry.
We cannot be we cannot be dependent upon to get it right all the time.
Obviously not, as much as I tell you, that's one of the times in my life that I would always remember. Waking up and going, why, that man really make the man the president for sure?
Jade, I told everybody it was going to happen, and I knew it was going to happen because I was living in the United States in 2008 when Obama got elected.
Wild time.
I saw the response. I was living in Florida, so I see what was going on. I see the day after, there's protests in the square.
I hear that people so much that I literally prefer to just put Donald Trump as our president, you know.
You know the funny thing about it, Jade? The more and more I listen to the positions of the parties and so, I believe really and truly that black people, if you just sit and ask them questions based on how they feel about certain things and so, a lot of black people actually more aligned with the things spouted by the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. You know? That's a hot take. But anyway, we was going to do it, but but yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy to just think about the people y'all just put in power.
That was crazy.
Y'all just hear them say things, you know. It don't even be things that leak. You know, because you know, once ago that used to be the hot thing. Okay, let's see what dirt and scandal we could dig up on this person, and that would literally crush their career. No. The scandal is so important that people just saying things live on TV. All of us could hear them and see them.
Because they're empowered by the blind loyalty of the electorate.
That is it. Maybe we shouldn't. I can't even, because this is why they got dictatorships, you know.
That's the point I'm making, Jade.
That is why
so it's not a coincidence that literally every time we have an election, every single time, whether it is federal, whether it is, you're going to hear the talks and the calls of declaring whoever it is in the seat. Dictator. They're dictator. They're tyrant. They're this. It's like, but really and truly, you expect to hear anybody going there and be the same thing.
Yeah.
Anybody going there, you're going to hear the same thing. Because once they exercise the power that is vested in the position, that is what it's going to be. That's what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I've heard it described that what we do is we just elect our dictator.
Let me see who I want to tell me what to do for the next 5 years. He got the most vibes. Let me put here.
Stop focusing on the personalities.
No, that ain't happening no time soon.
Of course we need people. Of course we need vision. Of course we need people with to physically execute the things that the country needs, right? To make the decisions and things. But in order to balance that and to keep the power of the position in check, it isn't just about putting laws in place. That's what we love to do in Jade. And it's the same thing I was talking about yesterday. It's the same thing we just do on a macro level. So on a micro level, we want all these freedoms, right? But we don't but we don't want the responsibility. So what we do is put things in place to take away the consequence. What we do on a macro level is we want people with all this power, right? But they don't want they don't want that level of oversight, right? So what we do, we decide we want to put these laws in place too. So if something like this happen again, but something like this gonna happen again simply because there isn't nothing to counteract it. So is it that? So if you recognize that why this is happening is because, he was the problem, then you must also recognize that what in he in you to all us human.
Everybody human.
And that is one of the things that I say here all the time. It's all well and good to watch what somebody else do and decide that you would never, But you haven't been put in that position.
Oh, exactly.
You haven't been put in that position
Exactly.
and didn't have the same set of circumstances that created the response that this person put forward. So it's all well and good. You must first recognize that the devil that you're abusing in you to you. So how do you counteract that? You have to put institutions in position that supersede, right, any sense of individualism to then counteract that.
You would think that would be the thought process behind the whole setup of how we are governed and all, but it's not. That is why a prime minister could just wait until the opposition dissolves or handing over power to call an election. Currently today there's an election without an opposition,
People let it forget.
Like there's literally one party.
Wait, this in China?
No, that right. They were there also.
Yeah.
Which one am Nicha B?
That would be so.
Okay. Yep, the word. Currently today.
Yeah.
There is an election happening. Imagine if we woke up, right? And Labour call an election and there's no opposition. There's no PAM. There's no PLP.
People would rejoice, Jane. People would rejoice. Let me ask you a question. You think young people in Dominica right now rejoicing?
Yeah.
And thinking that this is exactly what is best for the country?
Me saying I was just saying, imagine that's what's happening.
No, wait, I'm saying we don't have to imagine. That's the point I'm making. We don't have to imagine.
Or is the actual election we didn't have to imagine?
It happening today.
I thought I meant the election
here.
that we just had. Because, boy,
But hey, that there is.
It's crazy.
That day is crazy. And I'm gonna tell you something, this is just the beginning of the story, Like we've been going through this story with this particular set of politicians for some time, but I believe that we're just at the beginning. And the story has so many parts that really hasn't been explored because we don't have a lot of political pundits. We don't have a lot of historians, right, that examine things in this way. We suppose that, like, who is our what would you call them? Like the what the word I'm looking for? The class of persons that fall into like the professors and stuff like that. The word slipping me. But we don't have a big society of that, right? So we don't have a lot of those examinations of what is happening in the moment or even after the moment, right? There's a few people that do it. And we could kind of look. Yeah, we could look forward to it. Academia. So we don't have like this large academia like that. So like, in the US and so you might have like, not even in the US, just across the world. The academics, right? So we don't have a lot of that it would examine like, okay, what happened in the last election, guys, really and truly? What were the expected things? What were the interesting points about it? Because for me, ever since you're having the infighting between the Labour Party, then move over, then Tim take over with having one seat. Like all these things, very interesting. Then that fell apart. Then here we are now. Like, what does that mean for instance, the People's Action Movement? Like, where does the People's Action Movement go now? You see what I'm saying? Like these are
board.
Right. So that's like these are like I would love to hear like discussions on these things from people actually know. So me got to come in here and pretend like I know.
I'm Maybe we the people. Maybe you are that for the people.
Oh no, Jade.
Maybe you.
I just have a mind and a mic. That's
that
it.
you do.
That's it. But I wish. See, this is the thing, you know. I love opinions that come from informed people.
Yes.
People who are well versed in whatever topic it is that they're discussing. We don't just come in here and talk about anything, and I want to believe that we does miss a lot of the nuances, and sometimes we get blamed for it. But like I tell people, but we discuss everything, and we definitely not experts on pretty much anything.
Not at all. Fooled you, eh?
So, oh Jada, I love the graphics, Jada.
Yes, it's the season. This is the season. I'm just trying to see how they're looking on here. But Ajayi was calling me. Ajayi, you not on here. I not on here. You, if you just bring it.
Oh, he got something for you?
I think that's what he calling.
Nice.
I can't say you.
Nice.
That'd be rude.
Yeah, but yeah. So we need some more of these discussions, and from persons who know, and don't have to fear the blowback because they have the protection of the institutions. You see what I'm saying? But without us empowering these institutions, then you run the risk of people who crave power, right? Now, you could crave power for different reasons. You could crave power for what persons may term a righteous reason, right? Maybe for betterment of society, betterment of your family, whatever it is, right? You could crave power for those things. But I think people who love power for the sake of power and like power, like powerful positions attract that. It's like moths to a light.
Yeah.
So if you recognize that's the nature of the positions, even though there might be people who get into those positions who don't fall into the category, we can't wait to find out, because the damage that could be done in the short space of time, we really willing to take them kind of risk?
We have been, as in, what I mean, if we're really willing to.
And Jay just, yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Jay. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
This is a regular thing, man.
Yeah, so
we're some risk takers.
Yeah, and then and that's why sometimes, like, when I see people just get so excited and jump up and go on about all this, I'd be like, yo, we far from where we should be. We far from where we should be. So yes, it's fine to, based on where we at now, support. But this cannot be the end all be all. There must be a recognition that we have a long way to go as a nation, which is fine because we're only 40 years old.
Yeah, we're young.
And we come a long way in 40 years, yeah. In terms of development, but what is missing is a constant evolution of the things that govern us. That is what's missing. So the people, I think, have come a long way. I think institutions like education, healthcare, I think those things have come a long way. What needs to move along with us is the political systems, and those things haven't been moving. So we gotta work on it.
I feel like in the next 5 years we're gonna be talking about this.
Come on, come in.
I mean,
hope,
if we make it there.
come in hope now. You can't come in some hope. No? Okay, cool.
Another step live in delusion, but made that delusional, man.
Oh boy, but guys, we are gonna take a short break and come right back because we have a special guest in the studio with us today. So stick and stay if you're curious.
Hey Frankie.
No time like now. Our lowest interest rates ever. VAT Days auto sales event. There is no time like now to buy or reserve a brand new vehicle at Horseman's. Buy now or reserve for VAT Days and get our lowest interest rates ever. Yes, buy now or reserve for VAT Days in December and get our lowest interest rates ever. What? Yes! There is no time like now to come to Horseman's Automotive Sales Event and get a brand new vehicle now at our lowest interest rates ever. Yes, get your brand new vehicle from Horseman's Automotive now and get our lowest interest rates ever. No time like now. Buy now or reserve for VAT dates now and not only get the lowest interest rates ever, but also get no VAT. Pay nothing for VAT on all models, no down payment, free bill of sale, free servicing for 12 months, up to $1,000 in free groceries or free gas for up to 3 months. Your choice. Free registration and licensing, free tinting and accessories, and much, much more. It's the no time like now, lowest interest rates ever auto sales event at Horseman's Automotive during the entire month of November and December. No time like now to get a brand new vehicle at Horseman's Automotive at the lowest interest rates ever and much more. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Island Tea, right here on Win Media SKN. It is still December 6th, all day today, terrific Tuesday. And really happy that the sippers are here hanging out with us, Jade.
Ooh, look at it.
All right, we're looking at our lovely effects.
Yes, our lovely Christmas Santa teacup.
Well, speaking of lovely, we have in guests in the studio, a lovely guest with us this morning, Miss Lavern Davis. Lavern, how are you doing?
I'm actually doing wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. I hope we had something to do with that.
Well, I came in and I was listening to you guys with such a very timely topic.
Oh, boy,
but I also went to exercise this morning and I'm fighting, of course, the allergies, so I have to give thanks.
Yeah. Oh, so you try and keep fit, exercise and things?
I can try to do what I am.
Oh. Excuse me.
You are excused and welcome to join me.
Well, Jade, you got a partner there, you know. We might need to get you.
I don't think I could keep up. I don't think I could keep up, honestly.
Well, darling, you didn't start, so I would love to keep up with you.
You see there? Well, for persons who may not know, our lovely sippers, the viewers and listeners, tell us just a bit about who you are and what it is that you're into.
All right, my name is Laverne Gums. Many will know me of Laverne Gums, but I carry the title Davis as well. And while I'm here, because there's some curious persons out there, I always wanted to know, well, you know, what Davis she is. Well, folks, I'm going to let you know my sister adopted me when I was very little, so that is where I get the Davis from.
Okay.
Yes, so I just wanted to clear that, you know.
Big sis, what's her name?
Her name is Rosie.
Okay.
Akila Byron, mother, and my sister is the same sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by father's side. She's a Esdale.
Nice.
Yeah, so she adopted me back in the days, and I'm very grateful for that. And because she did, at the age of 6, 7, I was able to go to the Virgin Islands, and I think coming to introduce as to who I am, I think that will help pave the way for me as well, being very cultured. So once again, I am Laverne Gums Davis from St. Peter's, St. Kitts, everyone know as Monkey Hill. I also bear the name of Laverne Mama. So I have to really say this because this is a wide 98.9 FM. So everyone is listening. So if you're listening and you're from the Monkey Hill area, you will know that this is Paul and Cecil Gum's daughter, a.k.a. Mama. Back in the days, they gave you a nickname.
Right.
I did not like that name. You know, you're growing up a little kid and you have such a big title.
Yeah.
But now I embrace it and I understand why they call me Mama. Evidently, I was the leader. Yes. So I went overseas and I was living in Florida where I did cosmetology. Then I moved back to St. Kitts at the tender age of, I think I was just like 20. And when I moved back to St. Kitts, I didn't really came to live. I came to visit my mom. She wasn't really doing too good health-wise, and I ended up staying and, you know, being young, energetic, and vibrant, loving what I do, have the passion for just making people look and feel great. I started doing here on the landing, on the veranda, and everybody seems to like it, and then I end up staying in St. Kitts. So I would consider myself, because a lot of people would say Laverne, the hairdresser from Monkey Hill. Well, hairdresser, which is hairdressing, it is a part of my many career, which is cosmetology. So it is included in cosmetology. So I'm more than a hairdresser.
Okay.
And today I'm actually carry a PhD in cosmetology, where I teach at the Paul Mitchell Cosmetology School in Florida. So I'm a former cosmetology educator of the Paul Mitchell in Florida.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I did that, I find myself, if I'm doing something over and over for 5 years, 10 years, I can't be doing the same thing. So I had to continue my journey of educating myself, and I can upgrade. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here today also, because being a cosmetology and having to, own a business, trials and errors, I now realize that I was not just a hairdresser or cosmetologist. So now I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, over the years, even being an entrepreneur, I never even know what the word entrepreneur mean. As a young girl, we're growing up and we gone into this kind of field. And now today, I feel that, especially during this COVID, and I'm hoping in the Caribbean and with programs like this, what you and Jade are doing, I would like to be a part of the change and help folks to recognize people out there in the skilled craft profession. The technical division is just as good as any other college graduates.
Right.
There's a number of us has actually gone into finishing school. And finishing school is something that you will not get into college unless you go into something like that.
Right. Well, I mean, you spoke a bit about, getting into business at a young age. What age would you say you kind of started your own business? And even though at the time you might not have considered yourself that word entrepreneur.
Yes.
When would you say you got into entrepreneurship?
Well, actually, literally, I would have gotten into entrepreneurship as I entered into business, but I did not know, because in my mind, I think that I would have just been a hairdresser, as they say.
Right.
So technically, for anyone out there that chose to go in any kind of business, you are taking risk, and it's a business, whether it's small or big. So you become a businesswoman, a businessman, or into the entrepreneurship. So with that question that you asked me, I like it, because I would not have known when I got into it, but now I know better. I would know that I was in it the moment that I went into business.
All right, and this would have been at a young age.
At the age of 20, and that would have been back in 89.
You want to do that? You sure you want to do that?
I am very proud. You don't see how I look?
Oh, indeed.
I am very proud of my age.
That would have been like 3 years ago now?
Over 30 years ago. And listen, I'm very confident. And I learned this a part of the work. You cannot be in business and scared, not afraid to take risk. not afraid to be embarrassed. Embarrassment never kill anyone. And it is good to fail. I now recognize that is where entrepreneurs come in. It's like being a pioneer. You have to be able to be a seeker.
Right.
You know, so I got into the umbrella of that. And while we're here, one of the person that helped me, I hate to call names because there are going to be a number of persons that say, oh, you didn't call my name. But because you asked me the question, it takes me way back when I got a relationship with National Bank at the time. There was a gentleman over there by the name of Arnaldo Bailey.
Yeah,
And
I feel like I heard the name before.
Imagine that.
yes, and Mr. Arnaldo Bailey basically, for the position that he held, I was one of those kind of what one would consider flamboyant, bold, brave, you name it. And in the smaller islands, when a young girl has such, energy, it could consider to be in the negative, but he saw the goodness in me, just me being a youth and somebody just enjoying the person that I am. And he was able to teach me a lot of things when it comes to banking and stuff like that. And I'm thankful because where I'm at today, he was a part of that journey. That's the only person I would say that I could have gone and knocked on his door with and without an appointment, ask any question, and he taught me a little thing because, again, I did not know that having a salon, doing hair, even though I was boards of cosmetology educated, I did not know that I am a businesswoman. So he in the banking, I never understand money. All I know how to do is to make the money. I did not understand it. There wasn't anyone out there, there wasn't any opportunities out there that are really helping younger people to understand how it is to start a business, be in the game of a business, the hardships, the do's, the whys, the nots, the when, etc., etc.
Right. Well, I mean, it's always good to have those mentors that help help you to develop, especially just starting out, and maybe help you to avoid some of the pitfalls that others who don't have that particular access to what they get into. And you said like it seems as though we need more of that, especially even now, where you have so many people, whether by innate desire or just through circumstance, have to start their own businesses to survive, right? And you're saying that financial literacy is a big part of that.
Financial literacy is a big part of that, and also education. And there's so much that is limited here for our local people. Although I would say that St. Kitts is a gem of the Caribbean and the world, I feel that we have not really experienced poverty, like compared to when we see others' poverty.
Right.
So I would say that we are high grade of poverty. I'm so sorry if I'm hurting anyone, but what I'm saying that because we have the opportunities with so many of our people, I don't think that the elders are really giving back enough and sharing back to the youths and to the environment and to their communities. When I went to America in 2012, I've actually been traveling since I was little, as I told you guys. But in 2012, I definitely took a step out of St. Kitts, and I was going through so much eternally, emotionally, in so many ways, like anyone else. But one of the reasons what I was going through, I felt like there wasn't enough challenges enough for me in my business. So I felt like, okay, I do all of what I had to do to be the leader in the business, right? Not necessarily better than anyone else, but the leader when it comes to my business. And I did not really have enough competition in terms of being able to want to fight to stay here, because it was just like a cut short. The mentality of our people, when someone is growing, they don't understand your growth. There was one point when I used to advertise on the radio station so much that one of the radio hosts will say, Everywhere you go, Laverne moving. She not tired move. She a move. And, it might sound hilarious or funny, but it's a stigma because I wasn't just moving. I was growing, and I was also moving because of the high rent. So having said that, this is 2022 going into 2023. And I would really, with a new government in office, new young people, they said, recreate.
Yeah. That was one of the V's.
Redesign, reform or something.
I think you're quoting the Sugar Mass team.
No, that was for the it's not just
for the campaign.
That's for the not for the campaign. That was for the independence. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So I look at that not just for independence, because those are strong words that stayed with me. I'm about reprogramming our mind and basically keeping abreast of things. So sometimes when we look at slogans, we need to actually practice the slogans and make it become a part of us.
Right.
So having said that, when I was here in 2012, as I said, I left because I felt, number one, all these years, there's so many stipulations on small businesses. They want us to do this, they want us to do that. And I am going to speak on the government when it comes to this aspect. I'm not here with any political agenda or intent.
Right.
But I must speak on our government because it's 30 years in this thing I have been in. So 30 years and I'm still here. Not many can even come and even be like this, still in the game, and names still out there. You understand what I mean? So it shows that government and people in private sector, along with our people, I don't think we are doing enough when it comes to our local people to secure our natives. And I'm using the word natives. I'm not just saying citizens by having a passport.
Right.
I am talking about natives.
Born and bred.
Born and bred in St. Kitts. Your mother, your father, everybody is from St. Kitts and Nevis. And you don't directly have to be from here, but I'm looking at what is here in front of me. There's a number of small businesses are hurting. And when I said hurting deeply. These people coming to me, and I'm not a politician. So what does that tell you? Which means the politicians are being disconnected with the people. Because if people in these professions are coming to individuals, sharing the concern, it shows that they're not being able to meet with these people that we put in government.
So some of the challenges that you witness, and I'm sure would you say that you're relocated back here in St. Kitts now? Would you say that is where you're at in your journey right now?
And I want to answer this question, and I will do it to the best of my ability, because again, our people are just like, they look like they're on a lookout on the mountain waiting for the locals that wants to do good things, and at the same time they're just up there in the way to stop us. So when I would answer a question like that, I always would tell anyone, I don't have to relocate, I don't have to do anything when I am a native. Just remember that.
Right.
I am a native. We don't relocate, we can be here at any time.
Right.
And until we understand that we are natives, we should be welcome here, whether we live here or whether we live abroad. We should be considered as natives. Americans go all over the world and live wherever they go, and they still are known as what? An American.
That is true. And this is something that we have heard, if even discussed here on the show as well. The challenges that it seems like, I think we could categorize it as that. The challenges that natives face in trying to establish businesses and not only just culturally, but even through the bureaucracy having to go through. I mean, I've registered multiple businesses, and sometimes the process you gotta ask yourself is like, is why they don't want people to do this, like, because it just seems like it's more of a deterrent than encouragement.
And that is true, and that is because a lot of things needs to update. Just like the educational system, it is time we start to probably maybe educate our West Indies to be in the game of this new century, this era.
Right.
And when it comes to even having a small business license or a business license here in St. Kitts, I am just going to give my experience, and I'm not really criticizing, because nothing happened in a day. But these are things where government or persons that are in the small business positions, they should be listening to our people. And basically, in order to be upgraded, you can't just come and implement things on the people. You have to go and talk to the people and find out, set up communities, go out and find out what is happening in the communities.
Right.
For instance, having a business license here in St. Kitts, just imagine, I'm a cosmetology, but I'm trying to get a business license. I am from St. Kitts. You need to get a St. Kitts passport. And when you get not really a St. Kitts passport, but you need to show your identification,
ID,
right? So here is it. I am born in St. Kitts. Me born here.
Right.
So I gave my IDs. Then I still need a recommendation. So I now have to get somebody to, like a reference,
Right.
to go and show their passport or their identification, right? Now, let me ask a question. If you're going in as a sole proprietor in a business, which means it's just you alone,
Right.
you ain't going in with a partner, it's not like you're married or something like that. What do you need a reference? And you're done from St. Kitts, right? Another thing is, you need to have a place of business before you can get your business license for a cosmetology. I don't know about
Other
areas,
right.
so I'm just speaking about this particular area. The problem that I find with this, and I could be wrong, but this is just how it's looking to me, right? The problem that I find, if a cosmetologist or a barber or whatever have to go and set up just to get a business license, because health department have to come in there.
Oh, okay.
But health department is coming in there, have nothing to do with you as an individual being healthy. It's not like you're getting a health card.
Right.
So if health department have to come in while you have your business, I ain't anybody say with fire coming in when it comes to the fire distinguisher,
Right, the system is and all of them things.
and the system and those kind of things, because you would think that if you have to make sure that your fire and all your stuff, your electrical stuff and everything is there.
Up to code, right.
Up to code. Another thing is, if I want to open up my business and I have to wait to get a place, what happened in the meantime if as a small business person, you want to gather your little stuff, you want to bring them in. You don't have a business license to give to custom if you were supposed to get duty free.
Right, right.
So this is kind of limited. And another thing is, if you want to, let's suppose if you have a little change or somebody want to invest in you and you want to open up a business account in the meantime, you cannot open up a business account without a license, because you need to have a place. So you see where the system needs revamping or updating, or to take a look at it. And I also, because remember, this is things that, and I'm speaking of what I am going through. So I'm not talking from the hearsay, right? And another thing that I look at with the business license, if you are going in to do, say, hairdressing, a cosmetology license is more than just hairdressing. So which means I'm skilled in all different areas.
Right.
So what if in the meantime, I don't have the money to go and open up to get a business to pay $3,500 for a space of 500 square feet.
Right. Crazy.
Okay? People charging $7 US per square foot.
Right.
You understand? In St. Kitts. So now, to get small businesses telling Laverne and other persons that want to have a business that born in St. Kitts, go and get a place. But do they know how much a place costs? $4,000 easy dollars, just like that. So what if somebody just want to say, you know what? I could do braiding, so I can do it by my home. Why not give the person the business license? In the meantime, they can get the social and do certain things and work towards getting a place. So I'm going to take the opportunity, and like I said, I'm experiencing it, and I don't see why somebody like Lavern Davis, who was established in St. Kitts for over 20 years, already in the system, and I cannot get a business license because I do not have a place to set up, because I refuse to pay $4,000 in rent for space less than under 1,000 square foot.
Yeah.
The challenges.
And I think sometimes we look at persons who may forego the formality of getting the business license and getting the social organized and all of that, and don't accept more banking and them kind of things. And we say, well, what is it? And we don't recognize the challenges that they may face, and so they just opt to operate outside of the system because the system seems to be deterring them from even entering in the first place. Right? So some of these things that you're talking about, I could understand why people just opt to just, I'm going to do my thing because I got to eat and have these skills, so I'm going to do it.
And they basically limit themselves because, as you said, the system is not working with the locals. And if they really want to make locals be a little bit more independent and not really be dependent upon the government going to have to, especially when it comes to small businesses. And we're talking about not just hairdressers, the taxis. The taxi men been speaking to me. A lot of them, for instance, look at COVID, right? And because we're not a place, like I said, we need to come together and really share the knowledge. One observation I realized with the taxis, and bear in mind, this is not something that just came overnight. So we're not here to point any fingers at any particular person. You understand?
It's not the government, but the system.
The system. So what is happening now for a lot of taxi drivers, entrepreneurs, they're now gone, basically, you know what, they probably used to drive bus, things ain't working out, they have the family to feed, and they're going out to do taxi. Nobody expect COVID to come. A lot of these people, businesses is not online. A lot of them are not mobile, to take cards and stuff like that. There's a lot of tourists now not traveling with monies. It's just plastic, right? So who's going to be the one benefiting when it comes to the taxis? Persons who have the websites, persons who are more established, persons that are probably connected with under the umbrellas of other big establishments. So there's a lot of things that in our beautiful island, St. Kitts and Nevis, our people are going to have to find ways, and not just on the radios and back and forth arguing over politicians and blah, 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 because those politicians are getting a monthly check. So I feel like we really need to create more programs and make radio a bit more friendly when it comes to information, and invite people to come on, invite the regular people to come on and make them feel comfortable to speak their language their way once they're not disrespecting anyone.
Right.
So a lot of people are afraid to come on and do programs like this because somebody going to call them and tell them how they sound and how they don't look and blah, blah, blah. So they need more encouragement and wear your confidence in your own clothing. Be you. Bring the message out positively, So you guys, I've been listening and following you guys for quite a while. And I really like the chemistry between you guys. It's so natural. You guys not trying to speak like another island. It's relatable to our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
I appreciate that. And I really do thank you for coming and highlighting some of these issues. I think sometimes we don't recognize what people dealing with, trying to do the right thing, trying to better themselves. Like we sometimes you hear terms like pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Where you don't go look at work, where you don't think, and we don't recognize that it's not always as easy as it sounds. Like there are a lot of steps in between, and a lot of not only steps but hindrances along that journey that may be limiting people from reaching their full potential. So thank you so much for coming and highlighting some of that for us.
You're welcome. And after, it didn't just come overnight. Like I said, it's over 30 years, and I've learned. I was very young. You're talking about 20 years old, 2 weeks after I made 21. And this is a small, St. Kitts is small and beautiful. And this is a place where everybody think they know everyone. Mm-hmm. This is a place where someone will tell you that they know you because they see you, but they really don't know you. They just know you because they see you. At the same time, I find that a lot of people are in fear. A lot of people, like I said, nobody wants no one to tell them that they didn't sound good or they didn't look good or embarrass them. And until we get out of that fear and deal with reality and recognize, like I said, failure, because I cannot be here just speaking like this because of I just came here. Mm-hmm. This will have been over the years, and being in the business and operating as a business owner, and like I said, not just in St. Kitts, but in the Caribbean, also St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. I have, a huge name down there. Everyone know Laverne. I had a business called Results Salon. And in 2017, I got a big hit from the 2 hurricanes that came down there that destroyed my business. Mm-hmm. And I keep on trotting, and I went on to Florida. And, if I have to listen to the negativity, and I want to take this opportunity to give this message to whoever out there listening and need it. There are going to be a lot of people that's going to like you no matter what you do. But there's a lot more people that are for you and really want to see people survive. So once we continue the journey and focusing on the strength and not about the naysayers, I am the type of individual, I shut down any negativity. If you come in to tell me what Jade say, I don't want to hear it. I'm not in high school.
Jade, what you say?
No, I
I like that. I'm not in high school. And until adults, locals, focus, set goals, set priorities, set them on yourself and not just on someone else. Every single day we're talking and praising someone else. How about compete with ourselves and stop competing with others?
That is sound words and sound advice. Somebody on the live is saying, be your authentic self, and we could definitely agree with that. Well, Laverne, thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. And sound words, I know there are a lot of people listening. We're seeing on the live persons who are agreeing with what you're saying and thanking you for the words that you would have shared. And we as well, thank you for coming and hanging out with us right here. And we're going to have you back and continue this conversation sometime.
Thank you so much. I want to take some time out. There's a number of diasporas overseas. They do listen to a lot of the programs here. Vanny Griffin.
Oh, she's going on bad. Going on bad on the live.
I can't see the live, but I could tell you, and there are just a number of persons out there, and I know that, and even here locally, that we hungry for this kind of positivity on the airways from our local people. We want to see our locals do great. But in order to help our locals do great, we have to really come together and listen more. We have to be more friendly when it comes to people as entrepreneurship. And I know you guys have to go, but one of the things that is really, really hindering locals from getting to grow, when we look at people in small business, we kept saying small business, and we just have everyone, we throw everybody in the same category. You understand?
Yeah.
And if you look at lawyers, lawyers have their career in different areas, right? So the same thing when you have a technician, even look at me. I had my beauty salon here. I specialize in hair because that's what I like.
Right.
But it does not mean under my umbrella, I do hair, face, skin.
Right.
But when I had my business, I was able to, because of the different people that comes to the salon, what I started recognizing now, I started learning and understanding who people are. So now I become a counselor, a mentor, as if you want to say a psychologist, because people come in and put the stories and different things.
Right.
So I am just urging our local people. COVID is not going to go anywhere. The world is digital, and if persons in business don't have anyone that if they're not into computers, they're going to have to get people on board. Even in businesses, remember we talk about being an entrepreneur?
Right.
We're going to have to start now for your business to get you to be accountable for what you're doing and know if you're really making. Start getting an accountant.
Right.
There are different things that businesses, we can grow and we can grow together and be, in St. Kitts and be the leaders in St. Kitts in entrepreneurship. We should not be the minority in St. Kitts when it comes to entrepreneur.
Right.
So as I said, I had to learn my way, and I was lucky enough to have someone like Mr. Arnaldo Bailey that did not limit his office for me to come in. I actually get to know his wife. They invite me to the church, and we're very judgmental here. And I was so happy to know that I came across a gentleman that respect me down to the bones and saw whatever he saw in me. And now I am an ego and I'm ready to give back. I also want to let you guys know that I am in the the process of establishing my business back here again. The name of it is not going to be Laverne. The name of it is going to be The Spot by Laverne.
Okay.
So the Spot basically gonna let you guys know I do not want no one in St. Kitts see me as Laverne just doing hair for females.
Right.
When you think of Laverne, you think of someone that beautify the entire body. You understand?
Right. We'll be looking forward to that, Laverne. Thank you so much. And me and Jade got to come by the Spot.
Yes.
Come get beautified.
The Spot. I can't wait. I'm kind of doing some little things on the cover.
Right.
But I just give a little sneak peek of that. And eventually it's going to be a beauty school that I'm going to be putting down here. But I'm starting in first phase.
Nice.
So it's like a training center. So that would be another topic.
Yeah, for sure. And again, feel free to come back. And we really appreciate it. And we look forward to you establishing all of this going forward, and wishing you all the best on all your endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys. You guys are great, and continue doing what you're doing. Represent St. Kitts to the max. Information is knowledge to be shared outside.
Indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
But guys, we're gonna take a short break and be right back. Stick and stay. We have more to talk about right here on Island T, so don't go anywhere.
Celebrating 70 years. Can you believe it? Everyone loves a Shirley biscuit, known for its rich, creamy taste, as well as the iconic house and flower design. We all know Shirley is the perfect on-the-go snack, and it's truly the Caribbean's favorite. Simply put, there's nothing quite like a Shirley biscuit. I can't imagine life without it. I too love my Shirley.
It's the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
When the star them there, we are top man, we take charge. Magnum we drink and we are shell down bars. Blast like a star in some Galapagos. Overdo it, we take it too far. Take charge, take charge.
We are hot gal, we set the trend. Magnum we drink for the top man them. Wine with the style, no stop from spin. Hot blend, back bend, and take charge, take charge.
Magnum tonic wine for the real star them. Take charge, take charge. Must be 18 or older, drink responsibly.
Hey guys, welcome back to Island Tea. Jade, we're heading into the final countdown. Let me stop singing because in the studio we got somebody who actually know what they're doing.
Actually sing, yeah.
Who actually sing.
Don't embarrass yourself, friend.
I do that every day, Jade. Come on here. Yeah. But Jade, it is carnival time.
Mm-hmm.
And what is carnival without Nicha B? Nicha B, good morning, sir. Welcome
to everybody. How the mic got you again?
There's one thing you know to you.
Blessed morning to everybody. Yeah. What is you gotta pick something here and win something from Win FM?
Win for what?
Well,
Which
I mean,
cartoon
pick,
character?
I don't know where you're gonna win, but you could pick.
You wish you was in real life. Bugs Bunny. I wish I was Bugs Bunny in real life. If you was a cartoon, you don't lose. I like this here.
Oh man, but Nicha,
what's happening, buddy?
I go,
bro.
But music, I'm just trying to take the music to a different level, as you could see. Like we've been linking other artists and so doing everything. You know what I mean? Big up by your Masayato. Anywhere in the world he be, you don't know. Yeah, that's how the thing goes.
He all over right now.
Yeah. But yeah, we just push the music to a different level, as I said. You know, when I do my thing, I just try to sound a little international in my music, as I really feel like in my mind as an international artist, you know. So I just try to get my music to a certain level and quality to represent our country on a serious level of soca music, you know. So it ain't about me really, I do it for we. So it's a we thing still. So I just take my time in my craft, and this year I came up with some music called Fetting All Alone, because this year I decided to just take a little break mentally and physically from the lot of competition thing, and then, you know what I mean? So I'll just be contributing to the Sugar Mass and hope for bookings. So if anybody want me to come and burn down the zone, the fireman thing, I come burn it down for you and we move. You know
every
year
teacher again you name here.
Every year.
The Don Gorgan, fireman. No, they call me the loner.
This is talking about Fetting All Alone. So this song basically talking about the people that really love to fet. It don't take a group of friends for them to come out and enjoy themselves to the max. And they got few people are revelers here that I just see do that a lot. You know what I mean? So I just get energy off of that. All the time I always say, I sing a song about these kind of people and who they fet by themselves.
Yeah, the man ain't watching no face.
No, ain't not much people in there who you could be seeing on. They get in the dance with the woman in the hand and they just. So I put myself in the position of them and say, okay then, well.
Someone like T-Bush, boy.
Yeah, okay then. You got me. Yeah. You bush them and them kind of man. Yeah. So I said, okay then. Let me sing something for the fetters, them who just fet alone. You got some people just come out and really don't wait on anybody and just be the life of the party. You know what I mean? And then the next one now is a more up the back song.
But before you even go into the next one, let's take a listen to Fetting All Alone, no?
Okay, no problem. This one is called Fetting All Alone.
Nice.
To my body, I don't give a damn because I come out here to party. Come the DJ play space and we dance that party. I ain't come to wait on nobody. I come out to have myself a party. I ain't waiting on no man, I ain't waiting on
Don Gorgan.
Yeah?
We got more songs to listen here.
We got more to go down still. I want to make the ending of this song here. That is sweetness of it too.
Lord, but what you know, we gonna tell the listeners them to go listen to this song.
Yeah, let them go listen to it somewhere because we want to give them the full thing. We want them to look for it for two. So the end part of this song is the real sweet part of this song.
Yeah,
okay then.
But the whole sweet, eh?
Yeah, but
it is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
It definitely
giving you that carnival feel.
Yeah.
I could work with this one.
Yeah, this different again.
But big up who.
Yeah, big up Steady. Steady to make me beats and produce me music.
Steady Productions one time.
Steady does do all of that.
Steady's a big sipper to you.
Yeah, Steady does work in the band where I perform with, so it's got to Steady do everything, you know. So
which band is that, sir?
Back on Alice band, so you don't know. Yeah, one Steady make me beat and I go sing with a band, I don't know. Me and I go because the man who make the beat in the band. Yeah, so it just
makes sense.
It just bring that sense of comfort to me and my music, you know what I mean? So.
But it just trust me, it's a pleasure working with you too, man.
Yeah, man, how you mean?
And the thing is, right, we like working with artists. But you see, I'm like Nicha, where it's like, it don't matter what song he draft for. The song's sweet. The song's sweet.
And we don't practice. You remember, a year they come back from Trinidad and they say, but you got to sing over Marriott with the band. And I say, bye. Who the band be? They say me back and I say, okay, no problem. I just pop up. And he got to the people I always tell me about that performance.
Yeah, man.
We practice and we practice how long we play with one another.
But that's how it is. Sometimes it just got.
It's just the chemistry too, man. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is a song that can really like resonate with people.
You can go on people, man.
Yeah, and there's people who, when they go out, they just got to have a good time.
Yeah,
They matter who they are, what they are,
for
how
real.
People, whatever. It's like, hey, come enjoy myself.
We give a drink.
Yeah, for real. That's the whole vibe of that song. Like, for the people that don't wait on people to have fun when they come to a fete.
In the middle of the dance with his drink on this one, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and they gonna boost people to dance too. They're gonna tell us, say, okay then, hey, fete not alone. You just give them that kind of energy, because That's it right there.
But before we played that one, you were hinting that you ain't even just got this one song for the season. You got a whole other track.
Yeah, we got a lot of other tracks to come really, but we're just pushing these two main ones as the lead out. You know what I mean? Everything is gonna fall into place.
Alright.
But
so what's the next song?
The next one is like more for the road now though. This one is like the Juve man in kind of, you know?
That's the vibe.
So I said, but yeah, I don't normally do this kind of music, but people like different type of style from artists sometimes. You don't know who like you or what song might get you somewhere, you know what I mean? So sometimes I like to step out my box, and I know people here like fast music. Me like fast music too, but I just got a heavy tongue, I can't sing so fast. But I just try. So I did a next song this year called Bing Bang for the girl them like move the bam bam, you know what I mean? So
Bing Bang for the girl them like move.
Because I want to dance to it, you know, but so the girl who did the dance for it to push it again an accident. She was actually going to shoot a proper one, but she got an accident and mash up a little nerve in she back. So we just fall back from that. We just do the music still and put it out, you know what I mean?
There's nothing man here because the music can be there, the dance.
Yeah, once the woman they had Juve man and them things, you're gonna see what going on and the DJ them play. That's the point. She don't make up a dance with and they're saying, what? She going away to the rhythm bar, she ain't easy, but that's what singers girls be. They know how to gyrate the posterior area of everywhere.
That is a fact.
Intro this one first, Nicha.
Well, this one is called Bing Bang, right?
Bing Bang.
Yeah, it's a dance, it's a more action song, and I know when everybody got in the room and the girls enjoy themselves, that's what they want here, action.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little action and a little hype, you know what I mean?
Alright, nice.
More chanting, not really to say a song where you're going to listen it and you're going to create any story, just more chant and enjoyment, you know what I mean?
Just a vibe.
Yeah, just a journey thing, a vibe.
Run it.
I don't need the voice, you know. I don't need it and attack. Y'all steady, me walk them ready, you know. Y'all walk your bumper like bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bang. Bing, 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 bang, bing, bang, bing, bang. Bing, 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 bing. Look back and set that. Just stick out your tongue and wind up, my girl. Look back and set that. Just stick out your tongue and wind up, my girl. Look back and set that. Just stick out your tongue and wind up, my girl. Look back and set that.
Well, the job.
I tried on all.
Watch you said that you thing, eh? But my boy, whatever you're doing, that they're infectious. They life going crazy.
Yeah, bing bang.
I don't see a couple girls in the office get up just now.
Oh, okay. No, somebody manager talking to them in the office.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
You can't do that in here.
You can't do that in here.
That for the wood.
Bing bang. But yeah, that is the vibe for the carnival. Like, just set a little energy in the hype part, and then you don't know, like, my groovy thing. I ain't saying it's the best, but I love groovy music. I love to produce groovy music, so that's where my strong point is. You understand? So, yeah, all the artists them are going in for the Soca Man Art this year. I wish I had the best of luck.
Wait, what?
The artists were going in for the Soca Man Art
You ain't
this year.
touching Soca Man Art this year?
No, I tell you, you're giving it a break this year. Let's relaxing from all the competition energy and all the lot of competing. And
back and forth, yeah.
I just want to relax and do my music this year. Now, I really wanted to be an artist in a competing thing, but I used to do it to add to the culture. But this year, let's take a little break and free up my mind and give a little space to somebody else, you know what I mean?
And like you say, it have artists there who taking up the torch and being a part of that thing. So
Yeah, and I going to enjoy myself this year and watch and root for my artists them too. I got my artists them who's in Soca Man Art this year.
But
So
yeah, I feel you.
I rooting for my artists them.
Well, bro, I mean, as usual, I think we've come to look forward to your releases when it comes to Sugar Mass.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't use a man.
Yeah, a lot of people been meeting me and say, Nicha B, what happened? Are you waiting on you? Can't you only start? Yeah. Okay. Not from you. I say, what kind of thing you talking about? I see, because you just get this thing organized. The car it's a bad guy on the radio, you just get with music together and just post some music, you know what I mean? Because
Manage one time.
yeah, my big up management all the time to the max with a lot of love and respect to, you know what I mean? It's more than one of them, but they come together make one head, so big up management one time.
Yeah,
all the time.
But so far, what's coming up for you in terms of performances?
Well, I got
you're working on some stuff even overseas.
yeah, we got a gig weekend coming up in Anguilla for Lit Lounge, so we're going to push we carnival spirit down there in them, see if we could get a few of them come up for the festival.
Hey, that's a part of it. All that is part of what people don't understand.
Yeah, we marketing, we
the
sell.
artists in promoting what it is we do here, you know.
Yeah, we go out and sell the music, sell the country, so we invite people to come for the carnival. So I be doing a weekend coming up, being AXO, and then we got Sunset. I got something on the 23rd and 4th Street, I think something to do with carnival, like a 5-minute set in town. Then I got the Chronic Last Show in Canary Land, and then I got I can't remember all of them, but
we're gonna be seeing you.
You're gonna be seeing me a lot through the season.
Nice.
Yeah, me see me a lot through the season because shows just keep coming in according to management. Man, it should be you kicking this season, but so we just take with time and just build. You know what I mean? And appreciate that people hiring us and we still able to come and execute the stage in a proper way. Yeah. Grateful for people still hiring me, and thank to God too. We can't forget God, for giving me this talent and this brain to come up with this kind of music every year. Cause people might feel it easy, it ain't really easy. But you can't sound repetitive, and then you can't sound below you had last year again. So it's always like challenge. It's always a challenge for yourself and for the craft, you know. But that's the fun part of it. Nothing don't come easy, and if you don't have a challenge, sometimes you don't really push you to reach the next level that you need to reach. So you get comfortable in the zone that you're in. So I just want to be thankful to God for giving me this kind of mind and spirit, and the people around me that just push me, and give thanks for the fans that I have. Loyal fans, them, the people that always been there for me and push me. And even if it's 2 or 3 of you, I just do it for you, you know what I mean? Because that's what just motivate me, that I could be able to make other people happy from my vision of music or the musical art, and bringing it in a form that people could see it as a picture. You know what I mean? So it's just a whole appreciation all the time, because I can't do it really by myself at the end of the day. So I just want to thanks to everybody who been there and pushing me and keeping me focused. And we can get more music coming for the carnival season, man. Just push where you got so long. We're fetting all alone, and Girls them bing and bang up and long tongue.
Bing, bang. Well,
yeah.
Up and long tongue, yes.
Nature, I appreciate it, but where people could hear your music and keep up with this new.
Well, right now we're putting out the music on YouTube.
Nice.
Because we're ready for the rest platforms them as yet. Right. There's certain things to deal with, so you can find it on YouTube so long.
Nice.
We're gonna put it out on YouTube and today is the 6th. Yeah, I mean even on the days I just live here, but we put it out on the 6th of December. That's this evening or maybe today. We might put it up today. But it's coming out today.
Nice. Hey, so we got the exclusive release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, as
Look at that.
Island TV, the exclusive.
Yeah, this was the exclusive release. They released no else yet.
Oh.
So we just continue the tour through the week. So if you didn't hear it today, you're gonna hear it on the next station, or we never might play it again. And just get yourself familiar with it. And we're gonna be putting it on our YouTube and other platforms accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear these songs on the road, honestly.
Okay, that bing bang by Lord of Mercy. Lord of Mercy. Bing.
You like that one? Remember you're gonna be playing here, so you're gonna
Yeah. Of course. But Nicha, man, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us this morning. Always a pleasure. You know, you're always welcome here, bro.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me, too. Jade and Mr. Azimberli. Thank you for having Nicha B and his team. We really appreciate it. Do have us again. We might come back next week.
Oh, well, hey.
You're always welcome, you know.
More music, just come.
Okay, where me tea?
She on the live, man.
Where me tea?
Oh, where you tea? Oh,
but she on the live. The tea on the live? And the
no,
tea?
somebody called Witty is on the live.
What she put in, Nicha?
You know what, my bad. My
Jay,
bad.
really problem.
Who's Witty? You say you would wanna be big.
Who is Witty? Witty, see you.
Witty is as a woman
no.
on the live.
Wait, what? What you put me in now?
Witty is as a live woman. You can't say nothing bad about him.
Wait,
you can't say nothing bad about Azim.
Yes, you make Azim turn on the AC call.
We gotta leave, we gotta go.
Oh yeah, bless up, man. Bless up to everybody. Have a great day today. And don't let the devil pull your strings, man.
Oh, I like that. I like that. But guys, we gotta leave, we gotta go.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember, I had a very important announcement from Carib. Carib wants to let you guys know that there has been some misinformation circulating.
Oh, what going on here now?
Yes, so last night, lots of us would have received a pricing list that claimed to be from, see Witty pop up, tell you so, claimed to be from the Carib Brewery, St. Kitts and Nevis, and the Carib wants to let y'all know, no, that is not true. Carib Brewery said St. Kitts and, they are committed to providing excellent products at affordable prices. We have recently become aware of a fake price list circulating on WhatsApp. We want to assure our customers that our prices have not changed recently, and we are taking steps to address the issue. Thank you for your continued support. So, guys, whatever pricing list you see going around, it's fake.
All right, guys. Caribbean giving y'all jiggy prices. That the crazy prices and the price list.
Yeah, $65 for a case of pear jelly. Well, but yes, guys, apparently that list is fake. Follow Carib's social media page for all updates and, pricing and all these.
What my thing is, who does got the time to just make up these things?
Too many people, Azim. Too many people.
Why they just what you doing home at night and be like, you know what I can do?
Port a fake.
I just bought a fake price list for all the Carib Brewery products.
Frighten people.
Like, what you doing?
You know what Christmas was about to be ruined because of your nonsense?
Oh, boy.
Why is a Christmas without 3 cases of malt? And 2 pear jello?
I don't know.
A Caribe.
What do you call that?
What? Plus the new...
Maybe that's the other people read this Xmas thing. Maybe that's what it is. Oh. Maybe that's Xmas.
Yeah, man. That can't be Christmas.
That can't be Christmas.
What corresponds for style?
But guys, it's been a wonderful time hanging out with you guys this morning. Appreciate it whether you join us on the live, Facebook, YouTube, Win Media SKN, or any of the other digital media platforms. Thank you so much. The ones who listen on the radio, 98.9 FM, whether it is your radio or somebody else's.
Anybody radio is acceptable.
It's acceptable. Thank you very much. Make sure you tell a friend and turn it up loud.
Yes.
All right. But of course, before we go, we just want to let you know that it's important that you learn from the losses of others.
Very important.
one should also spend more time in living their content than posting it.
Yes.
And posting fake price list.
And you see, this is the problem. I had an update for y'all, by the way, on the cruise ships debacle. The man was
Oh no, we don't talk about that.
Tomorrow we definitely
we have to touch that because the plot thickens, Jade.
It thickens like some porridge. By the way, guys, Development Bank will be joining us tomorrow, and we also have an artist out of Trinidad releasing some music with us. Yeah, man. We're going overseas for this one.
Boom bam.
It is the week of music. It is the season. Hey, let me go pull up because that there is a song.
Oh boy, but guys, of course, it would be remiss of me not to humbly remind you to remember that you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. We're gonna see you guys tomorrow. Bing bang.
I don't need the voice, you know. I don't need it on top. Y'all steady, me walk them ready, you know. Y'all walk your bumper like